Hey there, welcome back. I'm Mike. Do you like Apple CarPlay? Do you wish that there was a way to get it in your Tesla? Do you wish Teslas had it? That back there is our Model Y, and it's got CarPlay. Curious to find out how? Well, let's go take a look. Welcome back to Am I Tesla Guy? All things Tesla from an everyday guy in Michigan. Like I said, our 2022 Model Y performance does have our Apple CarPlay functionality. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. There it is, Apple CarPlay. And to prove this is my car, look, there's the inside. So how do we get this functionality in our Model Y? Well, this is the Handshow 9-inch CarPlay screen. I already did an install video on it, and if you've not seen that yet, you can click the link in the description of this video to see how you can install it. And trust me, you can install it. If I can install it, you can install it. So if this interests you, I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of this video, but you can use that installation video as a guide when you get your own. In a previous vehicle we owned, a Hyundai Santa Fe, we did have Apple CarPlay, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the continuity of how things worked between my phone and between CarPlay, and I really like the Waze app, and I don't like having my phone on a phone holder or something like that. And I still use the Tesla navigation because installing this screen doesn't take away that capability. But I have had this screen now for probably about 3 weeks, and I do have some thoughts on it. But real quick, I kind of wanted to show you how it works, because it is a little bit more than just CarPlay. And speaking of more than just CarPlay, this is actually the default view that you get after you install the screen. This provides you sort of a center console. You have your speed on the left. You can see that it's basically pulling the information directly from the car. So you're going to see a lot of the same information, but in some cases you actually can see more than the car shows you, at least at the same time, because you will see over here we've got the range with where the battery is right now, but over there you've got the percentage. So you are able to see the percentage and the range rather than having to switch between the two. And this car in the middle, here I'll open my door, and you can see it showed the door opening. Of course, you've got your speed, your turn signals and everything are up there at the top. And then over here, you've got what I tend to call the regen meter, the regenerative braking meter. So over here means you're using power, over there means it's putting it back in. You can actually see your odometer. So that gives you a view of the console display. I am aware of some people who, this actually is the reason that they like this. This is the reason they install it. They actually could care less about Apple CarPlay. So if you do like it for that reason, there you go. That's the screen you get. And I know since the video talks about Apple CarPlay, you're probably thinking, yeah, okay, Mike, get onto the Apple CarPlay part. So you have basically 3 main screens. This one right here, and if you just swipe in from the right, you have your settings button down here, and you come in here. This is not a full walkthrough of it, but you've got your options. You can say if you want to be able to use CarPlay. One that I changed is you've got brightness can be either auto or manual. I do find that on auto, this runs quite bright, and I usually flip it to manual and then set it to a screen brightness of about 6 to 8. And of course, this is a touch screen. You can see that I'm touching it, and that is kind of nice. And then, so this is the top right here is the speedometer screen, I guess we'll call it for now. And then just down from that, the one that looks like a directional arrow is your CarPlay. So if I click on that, I go in there. Now, there actually is another way. You can control a lot of this from the buttons on your steering wheel, so long as you are not in autopilot. Once you're in autopilot, autopilot kind of gets preference and you can't do some of this stuff. So if I want to switch back, if you look at this right scroll wheel here, if I want to switch back to the speedometer screen, I can just scroll up. And if I want to go back to CarPlay, since I've already got it set up, I can just scroll down. Now, once I'm in CarPlay, I can actually go through the different screens using this button as well. So if I just press to the right, that's going to turn on the selector. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but watch around these, you'll see it kind of highlight. So see now Tesla Daily is highlighted. If you go up now, search is highlighted. and I'm scrolling up and it's kind of going through. You can see now I'm on the phone thing over there. So if I wanted to switch to Spotify, I have got it highlighted right there. Hopefully you can see that white box around it. Or let's go to Waze, because that one you can see. Hopefully you can see the white box that's around Waze now. And then, so I just did all of that via scrolling, okay? And now I'm on Waze. If I just press to the right with this, it will select. One of the things I've been doing a lot is I'd press the button to select, because of course that is how you tend to select on a Tesla and on a lot of other things that have tap buttons. But in this case, select is pressing to the right. So you can see that I am in Waze now, but let's say I wanted to go back to that main view. I can again just use these scrolls, and you can see I'm kind of going through the Waze options. All right, so if I wanted to go back to this screen, the starting screen that you saw, I'm just scrolling up, and then I click to the right and it takes me back to that screen. So it is kind of nice that you can control with this. Again, does not work with autopilot, because you control your distances and things with autopilot over here, and it's not going to control that with it. As far as a review of the unit, I am quite impressed with it. I think it works very, very well. I will tell you that the thing I impressed the most with, I hope comes across on this video, and that is this screen itself. Very, very high resolution. The only downside of that I found so far is you can see it is glossy. You can see that we're getting a reflection over there where the sun's coming in and everything. There's not really too much I can do about it, but it can actually get pretty washed out with glare on a sunny day. I do wish there was some kind of a anti-glare screen cover I could get for that. Now we've got one for our main screen. You can see it's kind of getting washed out, but it's still easier to see than it is on that one. But this, now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, why are we outside of the car now? That doesn't make any sense. You were just walking me through stuff in the car. Well, I want to show you what is a common question, and that is, with any kind of technology like this, how quick does it boot up? Like, you get in the car, how quick does it boot up? So I had to get out of the car, get far enough away so it would disconnect. It's quite quick. Not as quick as the main Tesla screen, but it's quick. So let's hop in the car and I'll show you. All right, you get that little screen there as your startup screen, and it's there. So I never have actually counted that, but I would say maybe 5 seconds. I don't think you'll really notice it, and I certainly don't think you will actually need something before that screen is up and ready to go. Now, you did see there that it started with the screen with the speedometer and everything, and it just now switched to CarPlay. So it does take a little longer to get connected to CarPlay, but I think that makes sense because it has to make that connection to your phone. Now, as far as things I don't necessarily like about it, and I'm not sure that there's anything that can be done about these things, but there are things I don't necessarily like about it. Of course, the washout of the screen on a really sunny day. Another one would be the brightness of the screen when it's on auto bright. Even though the instructions in the manual talk about it being tied directly to whatever is setting the screen brightness on the main screen in your vehicle, it seems brighter. The other thing is, once it does connect to your phone, it kind of takes over everything on the internal speaker that is built into the unit itself. It's a pretty loud speaker, but the quality, I mean, come on. Tesla speakers, the sound system is pretty awesome. They're not going to be able to duplicate that in this little screen. The speaker, it's plenty loud, and you can adjust the volume and everything on it. It's very tinny in how it sounds. That's the best way I can describe it. You know, if I get in and I want to listen to a podcast or something like that, it's initially probably going to start playing over that speaker. But what I found is, if I just pause it, and that could even be pausing it by pressing it on the left scroll wheel on my steering wheel, and then I unpause it, it hops over to the car's sound system, which is awesome. Little annoying because you have to do it, but it does hop over to the car's sound system. And of course, I think maybe the most obvious solution to that is that you can just go into your phone's Bluetooth settings, and it is connecting to that screen via Bluetooth, and change it to be Bluetooth to your car if you're listening through the Bluetooth. So now, as far as some other things to think about, does it block your heat or your air? Short answer, yes. Slightly longer answer would be, it does, but I don't think it's in a way that is going to bother most people too much. I will say, however, if you are somebody who on a hot day likes to have the air blowing right in your face, or on a cold day likes to have the heat blowing right in your face, this is going to block that air. However, there's a gap here, and it runs all the way across the bottom. So you get airflow there, you get airflow around here, and depending on how you adjust it, you can get airflow off the top. Actually, yeah, I can feel some airflow off the top. So it's really only if you want that air coming straight through here. Now, as far as overall thoughts, I do really like it, and it is going to stay installed. I have no intent to take it out of my vehicle anytime soon. Why don't we check in with my wife to see what she thinks? All right, so you've had a chance to use this screen a little bit too. What are your quick thoughts?
Well, originally I thought I would hate it because it was just like another gadget in the car. Now that I've used it, I actually love it because you can like look straight and get all the information that you need. So you can look straight, you can see like the speed you're going, you can look at your directions, you can see how many miles your car has gone. So I just think it's really cool that it's straight in front of you, and it is small enough where it doesn't like obstruct your view, but it's like big enough that you get all the information. So I actually really do like it. I would even possibly think about letting you install one in my car. You're welcome.
Okay, there you go. You've got the overview of the Handshow 9-inch CarPlay and heads-up screen there. If you are interested in buying this or any of the other things that Handshow makes, because they got quite a few cool things on their website, they did give a discount code. So if you look right down below, you'll see if you use MI Tesla Guy when you check out, use that coupon code, you're going to get 15% off. That's not too shabby. I will put that down in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions or have any comments on this, or maybe you have installed the screen yourself and have some thoughts you want to share, why don't you drop those down in the comments down below. Let me know. I love chatting with you all down there, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.